one, you can come out with a good edit. You can plug whatever you want to plug. Like, for example, I don't think Jenna Lyons is going to come back. Do
You
you?
don't? Why? Well, I mean, she posted that thing in front of that sign that said quit. Right in the beginning, people didn't think she was going to come back. You really don't think? Now, when Sai was on my show, so I have this in the back of my head just
Yeah.
because Sai was the first one. I mean, I think she either said this on air or I'm revealing whatever, but who cares at this point? Because I mean, the whole
Yeah.
season, she said something like, I think I said something like that to her, and she's like, honey, don't kid yourself. Jenna loves like the resurgence of Jenna. She's in the spotlight. I mean, so she said this. Now it's coming from Sai. And that is in my head from before the season even started. So I don't know if I'm not objective anymore, but everyone does think Jenna's going to quit. I don't know. Did she really hate it that much?
I don't think she hated it. This is what I think. I think Jenna knows that, first of all, she did what she wanted to do. She established herself. She reestablished herself. I don't think Sai's wrong on that. I really don't. I think Jenna probably sees the opportunity for her own show. She's had her own show before.
Yeah.
Is she engaged now? I think she is.
I think she is. Yep.
What about a wedding show? What about a Bethenny Ever After type show, but with just Jenna? I think those shows are easier to film. I think they take less of a toll on you. So I could see her trying to get a spinoff. And I think, she's a fan favorite. I think that Andy would entertain it.
Yeah, and I think Andy will do what he has to for the network. Like, he doesn't play favorites, but in life, he does like, I don't think he likes the new cast. He likes Jenna because for the same reasons he likes Luann. I mean, Andy loves New York City. And he is of a certain age in his 50s. So when you're a 50-something-year-old woman, that is his friend. Like, that's his, he was with Jenna in the Hamptons this summer. I don't know if you saw that. Like, it was that breakfast. And so it's very simple, but it's not like that. Yeah, you consider that not your equal, because I don't think Andy considers anyone his equal. But, so I think he likes Jenna more than he likes the others. I actually truly believe that in life, which doesn't mean he won't do what's right for the show. No one is in jeopardy. But I think, yes, like, look, do I think that he could have given anyone crappy Lake? Like, I think this is my opinion. That's partly he won't fall on the sword for Luann or Sonia, but yes, he truly likes them more than he likes most housewives. And I think when that idea was up, he's like, oh, I have the perfect two. And they probably are the perfect two for that show. But I think that he basically handed them that show.
1,000%. Yeah. And I mean, I remember watching an episode of Watch What Happens Live. God, maybe I'm making this up. Maybe this was a fever dream, but I could have sworn I saw an episode where somebody was like, you have a favorite in every season. And this was years ago. And they were like, they said it's Nene in Atlanta. It's Teresa in Jersey. It's Bethenny in New York. It's
he
Lisa
loves
Vanderpump.
Erica. And
yeah.
He loves Erica.
Yeah. So, I think it's kind of, don't most bosses play a little bit of favorites though?
I mean, you can't help it, right? Like, when I was in corporate America, I had people, I one time had like a staff of 15 under me. Yeah, I had favorites. I mean, I didn't really try to show it, but I guess how could you not? Like, every day in and day out, it seeps out, right?
Well, and also too, like, is it that they're your favorites because they're necessarily better people? No, not necessarily.
No.
It might be because you have a better relationship. They're nicer to you. You get along with them better. I mean, there are people who are going to work with you who just aren't going to like you as much. And like, so you end up, and I think it's not the same as people being like, oh, you have a favorite child. Having a favorite child probably isn't good. Having some favorite coworkers or employees is a totally different thing.
Yeah. Do you think, because like, I mean, what do you think of Bethenny now? Like, do you think this reckoning, she says it's not personal. I mean, I know she went on Watch What Happens with Bryn and she felt shade, like, but I mean, it seems personal to me. I mean, is this a personal against Andy, or is this just, or do you think, because I mean, it sounds like you think Bethenny doesn't do, and I don't want you to get another cease and desist here today behind the velvet rope, but like, look, I mean, does Bethenny do anything just organically? And I'm not even coming for her, and it's not even, I don't know if I mean, it's not even an insult, really. Like everything ties back to business, probably for Bethenny, right? I said the same thing you did. The minute I saw those makeup videos, I didn't do all the deep diving and realize it was from the past. The minute I saw it, I was like, she's not just like bored at home. There's an agenda here. The next thing I know, there's going to be Skinny Girl mascara, Skinny Girl eyeshadow, Skinny Girl lipstick. I'm like, this is coming, guys. Does anyone see this? So, I mean, does Bethenny, do you think, is she do anything just without thinking? Is there a plan? Or has Bethenny actually now just lost her shit and is taking everything under the sink and throwing it against the wall and hoping something will stick? Lost.
Well, here's what I'll say. I think she played it really well with the makeup, because instead of making her own line, which, like, if you're a celebrity and you're thinking of making your own beauty line, like, you better have your shit together, because it's tough out there. Instead, she started partnering with other people. Like, she did a deal with L'Oreal recently, and things like that. So that was smart. I do think that, like most people, she's very motivated by money and she's very strategic. And I give her a lot of credit there. Like, I don't think that she is bad at business. I don't, but I do think she is in a place that is interesting, where I do think she's throwing a lot at the wall and seeing what sticks. And I don't think she's exactly figured it out. So, she tried doing the Housewives, and I know she still does it, but she does the like rewatch thing. And it's not like I don't think people really care. I don't think people really want to, she'd probably yell and tell me how great her numbers were, and that's fine. But she is, I think, throwing a lot of things at the wall and seeing what sticks. And with the reality reckoning thing, I think she got inspired by the strikes and was like, hey, let's call out some of this. I don't disagree with that. Like, she's not wrong. And I am big enough to admit that she's not wrong. I do think, like, people who are in reality TV need more protections. But I do think that I don't know that she's totally just motivated by like the protecting of people. I do think she's motivated by like, okay, then how can I do a spinoff with Nene? How can I have Jill Zarin on? And then also at the same time, she does these videos. Like, I don't know if you saw this, but she did this video about Ashton and Mila Kunis defending Danny Masterson. That was a really bad take, and she deleted it. And I think she tried to backpedal. So like, I do think she needs to like think a little bit more before she puts everything out there.
Yeah, I kind of agree with all of that. Right. Like, there's 3 podcasts now. I think now we have a special series with Nene. Like, if you really know your brands in the podcast world, there's only one, and there's no time for the other. So I kind of feel the same. Like, look, her thing with Nene was really big. It doesn't seem to be translating to this mini series. Like, it's not as big, the numbers, I mean, just in where it is in the charts. So I do think it's like there's some confusion also, which I don't know. It's like, again, I'm motivated by money. I say here all the time, I love money. I will be the first to admit it. I mean, it's
that's okay.
Let me tell you, health is the most important thing in the entire world. And second, I would say, is money. Just give me the money and I'll die alone. Let's have it. Please don't die on me as you cough. I'm just telling everyone if there's silence at your end. So hopefully that's
I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. But I think that's totally true. And it's okay to say that. And I think Bethenny is